So going forward, as you're making decisions about your life, about things that you're going to buy, or decisions that you're going to make about how you're going to use your time and energy, it's really good to reflect back on your values, because then you'll have a guidepost, right? You'll have a North Star, you'll have something, especially if you're not sure about a decision, you can always come back and reflect on, well, what are my values again? Let me remind myself. And does this decision, does this purchase, does this interaction reflect my values or not? Does it bring me more in alignment with my values? Or does it pull me away from them? Does it go against my values even? And that's part of this being more conscious and not being influenced by outside forces, and having that critical thinking and being more in touch with what we want, what we need, what's important to us. And that's why it's so important to take time every day. I will say this in every talk, every client that I talk to is making sure that you take time every day, 15 minutes, if not 15, 10, if not 10, 5. Just check in with yourself. Like, even just as we did at the very beginning of this talk, like, just take a few minutes, check in with yourself, check in with your heartbeat, take some breaths, because you're in control. Get in touch with that core essence of who you are. Get in touch with what are you thinking? What are you feeling? What do you need right now? Because guess what you need right now, what your value is today, might not be the same that it was 10 years ago or 5 years ago or 3 years ago. So make sure you're not on autopilot with your values. Have you revised your values recently? And maybe you have, but you didn't realize it, or you didn't articulate it. And that's also part of what today was about. Because it really is a great way to see, like a chiropractor, right? Where are you out of alignment with yourself? And the more that we can all become aligned, mind, body, spirit, soul, with our values, being in touch with who we are, what are our innate gifts, talents, abilities, and how we want to express that in the world. What do we want to create in the world? Right? And if we can be more well in our bodies and have that well-being and free to express ourselves, all these are the values that we've all touched on, then we can create the culture that we want, right? Then we can create this new, much better paradigm that's gone so out of whack, that's so extreme, that's become so unsustainable. But that's why I wanted to bring it back to us as individuals. We have to learn how to do that with our individual lives. And then that reflects out. And then either, we just, by osmosis, because we're aligned with ourselves, that's going to affect everybody, because it goes out into the soup, it goes out into the people that are around you. Or you're informed in a way, or you're operating in such a way that when you're out and about in the world, whether it's through your work or through just in community, that you're actually the example, and that actually you can express yourself in a way that shows leadership, that serves as an example of how to be embodied in your values, how to live your values. So I think it's just important to this conversation is really important. And I didn't realize it really until we actually had it. I mean, I knew it was important, but it's kind of interesting that I think it has more gravitas than perhaps you might have thought.